Chapter 8. That evening, the wedding was perfect. The balloons were flying about. Jessica decided to stay behind with Storm this time. She found a booth selling cotton candy, and then one selling pet food, and got him a dog treat. Then they went over to the old pavilion, where it wasn't so crowded, to sit on the grass and eat. When do we go back to your home place, Jessica, Storm wolfed a crunchy mouthful. Tomorrow. There's another race at 6 a.m. and then the award ceremony. After that, we'll go home, Sheila replied. I can't wait for you to meet Sheena. She's gonna love you. I'm sorry, Jessica, but you cannot tell anyone about me, not even your friends. Storm's blue eyes were serious. Oh dear, Jessica felt disappointed that she couldn't even tell her best friend about Storm. But if that was to keep him safe, she didn't mind too much. Jessica ate the last bit of her cotton candy, licked her fingers, and stood up. You finished, buddy? She asked Storm. Storm nodded. He went to his feet and ran across the well-kept grass. An old candy wrapper blew round, and Storm's bright eyes sparkled with mischief as he pounced on it, tossing his head from side to side. He ran around with the wrapper in his mouth. Jessica smiled at his cute antics. Sometimes it was hard to believe that this adorable puppy was really a majestic wolf who would one day lead his pack. Suddenly Storm stopped. He stood there quivering from concentration for a few seconds and then gave a loud yelp of terror. It bolted straight into the flower bed behind. Jessica stiffened, but she couldn't see what frightened Storm. What do you mean wrong? She raced over to the flower bed and began searching for the flowering bush. Storm? Where are you? She called out anxiously. At first she couldn't see any sign of the little puppy. He was tucked in a ball between his face, drooping against two old branches. Is this a game or something? Oh, now I get it. You're trying to trick me, she said, smiling, but her face got over when she saw it. He was trembling all over. I saw a huge dog over by that tree. I think that Shadow used his magic to turn it into a wolf and send it after me, Storm said. Jessica felt scared. If Storm's enemy found him, the tiny puppy was going to be in terrible danger. She glanced anxiously towards the tree and saw an old lady locking a big German Shepherd on a leash. The dog saw her looking, and his tongue rolled out with a friendly doggy grin. These dogs kind of look like wolves, but that one seems more gentle, Jessica whispered uncertainly as the woman and her dog came close. How will I know if it's under a magical spell? If it has fierce pale eyes and extra long teeth. Storm whined nervously. Jessica looked at the German Shepherd again. It doesn't look like that. I think he's okay. Storm crawled forward with his belly closed. Close to the ground and his tail between his legs. He peered through the drooping branches at the big dog. Jessica saw him gradually relax. You're right. I am wrong this time. But if Shadow finds me, he will use his magic to hunt me down. Jessica felt like she needed to comfort Storm. So she bent down and picked up Storm up as he crept under the bush. She could hear his little heart beating faster against his fingers. I hope that horrible Shadow never finds you. Then you can come home with me and stay forever. Storm looked up at her. One day you must return to my own world to help my mother and become leader of the Moonclaw Pack. Do you understand that, Jessica? He yapped gently. Jessica nodded, but she probably didn't want to think about that right now. That was pretty scary. Let's go back to the band and have some quiet time together, she said, changing the subject. Storm reached up to lick her chin. Oh, I would like that, he barked. Jessica carried Storm to the parking lot as they got closer with their band. Man, as they saw the door open and a girl peering out. After, she quickly looked around as she climbed down and hurried away. What's that, Gail? What's she doing in our band? Jessica wondered. Storm frowned. I do not know. Maybe Mom came back to get someone and Gail was probably talking to her. Jessica said, knowing how Gail always knows to be careful on her best behavior around adults. But as soon as she went inside, she saw the band was empty. Storm stood with his head to one side. What is it? Something is different. Tiny gold sparks began twinkling for Storm, and his big wet nose began to glow like a gold nugget. He went on a triumphant woof. Ruff, ruff. He jumped onto the back seat of and began searching behind it. And a moment later, he emerged with something in his mouth. It was a gold necklace with a blue heart-shaped stone. Jessica recognized it. That's Gail's necklace! She must have put it there, but why? I think I know why, Storm barked. He did prick up his ears. Someone's coming! He picked up the necklace and dashed down the open door of his mouth. Puzzled, Jessica followed him hard on her heels. Storm, what's going on? Where are you going? When she started the accident, stopped herself quickly when she saw Gail and her mom sitting right there. Mrs. Young's wearing a frilly blue dress with high heels. She had one arm around her daughter, who was dabbing her eyes with tissue. I want to have a word with you, young lady, Mrs. Young said. Gail thinks Gail lost her new necklace, and she thinks you might know something about it. Me? Jessica said, almost speechless. Gail grinned slyly. Now, don't try and look innocent, she sniffled. I know you took it! Jessica couldn't believe her ears. I couldn't care less about your damn necklace! I didn't take it, she burst out. Huh? You would have said that? Gail sneered. I bet you hidden it in... inside the band. Come on, Mom, let's go look for it. Now, wait just a minute, said a deep voice behind them. Dad? Jessica gave a cry of relief as her dad came forward. I heard all that, he said. I can assure you that my daughter is no thief. If Jessica says she didn't take the necklace, I believe her. Ms. Young gave him a charming smile. Her teeth was very white against her bright pink lipstick. In that case, you won't mind if we come into your band and have a look? I certainly do mind, Gail said. Probably dropped that necklace elsewhere. I suggest you go and look for it before I start causing wild accusations, Mr. Tent said calmly. Well, if that's your attitude, Mrs. Young said indignantly, drawing herself up, you wouldn't have heard the last of this. Yes, I assure you. Come on, Gail, let's go. Gail looked as she was about to object, but she hurried and turned after. As Mrs. Young walked to her motorhome in her high heels, she suddenly stopped. What's that glittering in the grass? She said, bending down to pick something up. She turned to Gail. It's your necklace! You must have dropped it, just like Mr. Tennant said. But I don't get it. I put it on her... I didn't... Gail stammered in confusion. You made me look like a complete idiot! Mrs. Young fumed, marching Gail up to the steps in Arby's. What have you been up to? And you better tell me the truth or you'll be grounded. The door closed firmly and everything was silent. Jessica guessed that Gail was getting a really severe lecture. She turned back to her dad. Thanks for sticking up to me, Dad. No problem, kid, her dad said, giving her shoulder a squeeze. You haven't got a mean bone in your body, Jessica Tennant. But it's a good thing we got back here in time. Just as her dad was about to go into the band, Storm came out from underneath the band and ran under to Jessica. Thanks, Storm. That was a great idea to drop Jessica's necklace over to R.E.B. It's really turned the tables on her. You are welcome, Jessica. I don't think that girl will be causing any more trouble, he yapped happily.